Mike McDaniel across the way. Both teams come in at 3-7. They defer. Matt Gay will get things started. We are underway. Tua Tagovailoa leads the
here, but this connection with him and Jalen Waddle really shined because Mike McDaniel, he likes to have the ball outside, quick throws, but when he wants to strike, him and Tua Tagovailoa allow for this offense to really continue to move the chains.
Just after 3:30 in the afternoon, in starting quarterbacks today, Tagovailoa and Mariota. This is Achane coming this week.
And as much as I talked about the Jalen Waddle, Tua Tagovailoa connection, it's really going to be Devon Achane in the running game for this offense to click. And he's been so great for this offense. Not the biggest back, but in the passing game.
Gain of 11 on the first play from scrimmage. Brunskill taken out to the 45-yard line. Jalen Waddle. Gain of 15, so two
struggled in the past 4 weeks, and they're really trying to find themselves and find their identity. It's going to start with Frankie Louvu, Bobby, the blitz going. He's in the passing game, so they really need him to use that energy to get going.
Split back, 32-yard line. Brunskill was in at fullback. Gain of 23 for...
It's a block. Aaron Brewer, he gets a block as well, and you see that there's nobody for the Commanders shedding those.
We've seen Daniel Brunskill in as an extra blocker, number 64, on each of the first 3 plays. This play is blown dead. Just over 2 minutes in.
There's Mike McDaniel under defensive coordinator Joe Witt Jr. And there you see the rankings entering week 11, just all bad. And he are very prideful. They are not going to sit around and just allow for offenses to continue to pound them the way that they have. So the defense understand it's not okay. Bobby Wagner, he's a commander on the field. It's not okay. Let's get after and find a way to stop.
They'll still be working together, referring to Joe Witt Jr. Pass to the tight end, Greg Dulcich. Gain of 4.
What I also like about Dan Quinn, we talked on Payne today. He was ejected last game against the Lions. He's serving a suspension. You have both your starting corners out. Give our offense a chance.
Second down and 6. Jalen Wright in the backfield. Down at the 24-yard line by Bobby Wagner. So a 3rd down and 2.
McDaniel, 3rd and 2. He's bringing back in Devon Achane, Jalen Waddle. He's in the backfield. He can motion out of there, do a burst motion, be a receiver. So you have all the options for Tua in this offense right now.
3rd down and 2. It is Achane. And he is stopped just short.
Tackles, and then now this is what I like. They're bringing in their jumbo package with Ollie Gordon. Ollie Gordon, they like to use him in these short yardage situations. They brought back in Daniel Brunskill, so I can see them going.
Gordon, the rookie out of Oklahoma State. Play clock winding down. Penalty flag thrown.
Offense. 5-yard penalty.
So they were going to go for it on 4.
Yeah, that was odd that there was a quick motion by Alec Ingold. Looked like it was going to be a no-brainer, which is where they don't snap the Gordon. They don't get the 1st down. They take a penalty, and Ollie Gordon looks like he might have been injured a little bit. Went limpy.
Patterson's kick is good. European Union, second to Berlin, Germany. Across the 20. It's time for Get More.
Able to put some touch on the football, getting the ball down the field. The run game was also there for him. I mean, you like to see his 133.3 passer rating last week. I really enjoyed talking with him because he understands the offense defense last week.
Mariota complete. Second and 1 as we check out the Commanders' offensive line.
Yeah, and this offensive line against a four-man pressure last. Talked about the Jalen Waddle connection.
Hold on.
I'd love to see Deebo Samuel really get active today. He's been dealing with the heel.
First down run, Chris Rodriguez. Down to the 37.
Brooks, NFL's leading tackler right now, and I've just had so much fun watching him on film. How explosive. He's learned from Bobby Wagner. They spent 4 years together in Seattle, and he is really starting to come into his own right now.
First down, it's Rodriguez again. Baker Fitzpatrick made the stop, gain of 4. Receivers and Terry McLaurin. You mentioned Deron Payne, suspended following the punch he threw. Wideouts in Burks, McCaffrey.
Yeah, Burks, and he had a really good game last week.
Second down at 6, Mariota to the outside. It's Deebo Samuel.
The Commanders brass in that Jaden Daniels did not make the trip. However, that doesn't mean he is stagnant back in Washington. So optimism weighs heavily with the Commanders.
He did not need surgery, so that third down and 1. Kenneth Grant. And a first down completion. Out to midfield. So the Commanders have and Yankoff.
Yeah, and this is a nice job by the Commanders offense, and I really like what Cliff Kingsbury's doing. He keeps that up-tempo. See the defense, he can scan it, and he knows when to snap it quickly. He had the opportunity there. They get the first down.
Commanders Samuel and Mariota. Gansey guard brought down at the 49-yard.
Do have to allow is every time a personnel change happens for the Commanders, the Dolphins are allowed 7% no huddle rate this season. They continue with that right now.
Jalen Lane to the Dolphins 36.
Just gets sucked in. Juju Brandt's trying to chase him across the field. Ashton Davis makes a tackle, but this has all been set up. They stay in these 12 personnel, 2 tight end packages. Continue with the run game. Continue with that balance. Yeah, and now that the Commanders...
First charge, timeout, Washington.
Keep the NFL in reach all season long. Live, local, and primetime games on mobile and Flash Network. Terms and conditions apply.
Going back to that, you saw Chris Moore looked like he was running on late. They would have had 12 players, so he runs back up. Allow for the Dolphins to make that substitution. Instead of having a bad play, Cliff Kingsbury, Dan Quinn, they call a timeout. Gets between the run and pass game.
McNichols in the backfield for the Commanders. From the start of the game, 5 for 5. There are 2 flags thrown. Chatting with Baker Fitzpatrick.
Defense number 29. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
They're trying to do away with that. I saw what it was. There was an offensive lineman on that. There's Mike McDaniel a little frustrated right now looking at this defense because Commanders offense has not responded yet.
5 for 5. He's hit 5 different receivers. To Rodriguez. And the pass incomplete. Another flag. It was intended for the tight end, John
Dotson, for holding on John Bates.
Automatic first down.
That's Dotson.
Little boot action, and that's going to be Terrell Dotson's man. It could have been holding. The ball's already in the air. Some 10.
From the Dolphins, 11. Rodriguez in the backfield. 9. Under 5 minutes remaining, first quarter. They've had the ball for over 6 minutes.
Yeah, looks like a player's down for the Dolphins.
Presented by NetApp.
25-6
to the medical tent. Second down and 8. Three receivers set. Rodriguez in the backfield. Here is Rodriguez inside the 5.
Check by Marcus Mariota. He saw that the Dolphins were light in the box. Gives a handoff to Chris Rodriguez.
A first down without reaching the end zone. It's 3rd down and 1 from just inside the 2.
Yeah, and they bring in now the big back Rodriguez next to Mariota. So,
here you come.
I'm just going to say, Tennessee says
and he is stopped short.
Yeah, see, I like the personnel. I like the setup. I don't downhill with the big guys. You see them getting pushed. If you go outside, the speed of the Dolphins defense is going to take over. Gets tackled and gets stopped.
Jordan Brooks, Baker Fitzpatrick wrapped him up.
Offensive, number 36. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Soon. And look at those. You know, that little sequence right there. That 3rd down, they try to run outside with the big personnel. They get stopped, and then now a penalty. And they have been really good in the red zone prior to that.
This is a 26-yard attempt. Marcus Mariota completed all 5 of his pass attempts on the Commander.
Really good-looking drive. They understand the Dolphins defense not as aggressive as the Lions as far as playing man in your face to get them to almost to the touchdown, right? Goal line and then get a field goal out of it.
Malik Washington, one of the top return men of the NFL this season.
Last week, and it's really the versatility. You see him in the running game. He likes to run between the tackles, super fast. In the screen game as well, they have these called burst motions. He's over there. So as a linebacker, Bobby Wagner, Frank.
Achane, the only player John offense as well.
Man, we talked with head coach Mike McDaniel about Achane, and he said he's one of the best young players I have ever in the States. Wants to make sure he has it exactly correct to help out this Dolphins offense.
Tua looking to throw, connects with Achane out of the backfield by Jordan McGee. Last week against Buffalo, our next-gen stats powered by AWS.
It's a combination of his speed, his contact balance, and how strong he is. As I said, he's not a big back, but he used...
Pass is caught for a first down by Dulcich.
Be happy to have Greg Dulcich back, or excuse me, not back. They actually picked him up. He wasn't with the team to start this. Greg Dulcich, and he can do a lot of the things that Darren Waller does. Doesn't have the same vertical speed, but you can see the pass catch.
There's Achane on first down. A flag is thrown. Achane into command.
Both holding defense, number 91, 99 correction.
There's Dan Quinn, Mike McDaniel. I see Mike McDaniel wanting to bring in this. It's about the run, but it's also about protection because you're allowed to now have a bigger guy. He's set his protection. Guy in, you can run the ball and protect.
This is Achane. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Dolphins with under a minute remaining.
Wasn't really a good call. You watch this fast-flowing Commanders defense. Dan Quinn said that he's going to play a little more. Is a perfect example of them flying to the football, stopping Achane.
On second down, to the Commanders' 43-yard line.
You're going to see the Dolphins are really liking this move laterally. They're able to hook Bobby Wagner. Speed of Achane gets him another first down.
Quarter comes to an end in Madrid. Tied 3 apiece. Dolphins. 1st and 10 for the Dolphins from the Washington 43. One of Iloa throws, and it's caught by Achane. Short game. Moments ago.
How can your guys click in to making a couple more stops?
Yeah, that's the big deal. And I think on the edges, on the perimeter, you know, that's the one where you can't get the extent.
You were efficient getting down to the red zone. What stalled you?
Yeah, just the penalty at the end, honestly. So let's make sure we stay disciplined in that red field goals in this game.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks, Jim.
There's Achane. Takes it down to the rocks. No incompletions. Hawaii 5-0.
I knew there was something up. When you wanted to talk, you know what? I know they are. They got to be watching. Marcus Mariota, Tua Tagovailoa. Those two have a relationship that they are definitely the pride of Hawaii right now.
It's 5:12 a.m. in Honolulu. With number 6, Malik Washington for a first down.
Yeah, and just look at the time that Tua has. You're going to see is that Malik Washington is able to get that completion because Tua has so much time on his hands. Actually, Malik Washington.
We were talking about him earlier, the rookie out of Oklahoma State, 6th round.
Ollie Gordon, not the shiftiest guy, big bruiser. He knows exactly who he is, runs between the tackle. That's exactly what they're looking for from him at this running back position. And you see when they put him in, right? When it's a red zone.
Pass incomplete. He was looking for the tight end, Dulcich.
Just taking a look at, I know where Tua is going with that. Dulcich to see, all right, who's the one that's going to say my bad? And it looked like it was Dulcich or that one. Had him open
for the Dolphins. 3rd down and 2. Tua wrapping Jacob Martin.
What a play. Just when they need someone to step up. And not week I talked about how they were undisciplined, and he was very disciplined there. Goes up the field, make sure he matches the hand of Tua. Nice job defensively by the Commanders.
That's 4.5 sacks for Martin. So the Commanders with a big stop on 3rd down, keep Miami out of the end zone. Welcome back to the NFL Madrid game. Full soccer clubs in the world. How appropriate that we've seen 3 field goals to this point.
The kicking game, Real Madrid. We tried to compare them with an NFL team. We couldn't, right? For as many league championships as they've won, there was no...
Bernabeu Stadium.
The only thing we could equate, go on a run the way they've had and be so consistent.
Or maybe if you combine the Yankees, the Patriots, and the Montreal,
they bid.
It's brought down by Chop Robinson.
Watch a little more film on him. He is as good as both defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver and head coach Mike McDaniel at mine at that defensive tackle spot.
Mariota with time on 2nd down for a gain of 15.
And there's Zach Ertz. You're going to watch him go up and run. Not able to make a play on that. What I really like is the timing and the decision making. Marcus Mariota wasted no time. Shot to the Zach Ertz for a 1st down.
Robbie Chosen, the former Dolphin, takes it all the way to the Dolphins 41.
Yeah, and Marcus Mariota yet, but Chris Rodriguez has been handling the load. Usually gets about 3-4 yards a carry, not afraid of contact, dragging defenders for a 1st down.
Gain of 17 for Rodriguez. Thrown at the end of the play following the hit on Ertz.
Brooks is bringing down Ertz. Oh, Juju Brents.
There's no follow-up play. 2nd down.
They pick up the flag.
Yep, because he led with the forearm. He didn't lead with his head.
So no penalty.
Speaking of Juju Brents, he made his first start last week. Was about to come back, and he's getting healthy, but all of a sudden Juju Brents does exactly what they asked of him.
3 tight ends in for the Commanders on 2nd and 1. It's Rodriguez. Another Washington 1st down. Jeremy McNichols. Well, when we spoke to Cliff Kingsbury and Dan Quinn during the week, as far as the running
job, and now he's going to get a little bit of a breather because they're putting in Deebo Samuel at that running back position. Motion.
And it's incomplete. That's his first incomplete pass, looking for Ertz in the end zone.
After did get was Deebo Samuel, wide receiver, on a linebacker. That doesn't happen. It was nice coverage by them just tucking in and running, but Cliff Kingsbury, he's got a beat right now on this Dolphins defense. The run game is there. He had
Nichols in the backfield. Mariota's pass that time was high.
There's a mover, number 9.
This was earlier, number 43 with a concussion. That is the information we have been given, and Benito Jones. Third down and Tony sets. Again, couldn't find anyone, and he's taken down. Back at the 34-yard line.
So he's been their most consistent defensive lineman all season. Goes up and under, takes on Dotson to get the sack. Nice job defensively by the Dolphins. And you kind of look at this series and the previous series, they're having to settle for field goals.
And this attempt is from 51 yards from the left hash, Matt Gay. So a penalty and then a sack forced the Commanders back. And they come out to my middle linebacker.
I love watching these two linebackers, Bobby Wagner, Jordan Brooks, the way that they've been praised for Bobby Wagner and how he helped them the first 4 years at Seattle, called him a big brother, said it was a blessing. And you see how well he's playing for the Dolphins.
Talk about lower to the outside, that's Waddle. Couldn't shuffle in personnel. Is that a friend of yours?
No, sir. He might have been on my flight up here, though. Team's record isn't that good. They don't care. They saw a good victory against the Buffalo Bills and hoping to continue on that today.
Achane loses a couple.
Defense coming alive just a little bit, right? It's been a while since we've seen them get some stop changing for them, and I mentioned it early on, man, the pride that Dan Quinn calls defenses with. Bobby
4-yard line, it's Jonathan Jones.
But Dan Quinn, Joe Witt had been calling, right? You hadn't seen those types of plays before. You saw some very Dan Quinn. There was nowhere for Tua to go. That's the second sack on Tua now with great discipline from that defense.
May's game brought up the sidelines by Lane. Mariota.
During the kick, holding. Kicking team number 35. After distance penalty.
The teams are also involved in flag football clinics throughout the week here in Madrid as well.
All the intricacies yet.
On first down for the Dolphins.
Yep, and he gets in on the tackle. Does a nice job. They've had a really strong road. Likes his fresh, big body, so he wants Zach Sealer, one of their best defensive tackles. Benito Jones, fresh when they're in the game.
Second down at 11, fake to Krosky, Merritt.
Looks like they're going to get Jack Jones.
Automatic first down.
Man, let's take a look at the replay and see what Jack gets in there. Jack Jones, whoa, I don't see it. Jack Jones had very nice coverage. That was good coverage by him.
Here's set it down following the penalty. Here's Samuel.
Couple of things. I didn't think the ball was catchable, number one. But number two, even if it is catchable, there's just not a foul.
We agree, Dean. So I'm glad our eyes are seeing the same thing. I mean, forget that the ball was through a wide receiver. He just goes, plays underneath him. So I think the officials, they missed that one.
Dean up very early today on the West Coast.
What is it, about, I don't even know what time it is over there. I'll get to work. There we go.
Worked some college games yesterday. Full day ahead today. Had the flag thrown just a moment ago on him.
But they haven't been running the ball as effectively right now. That time didn't look like the receivers were expecting. Little time. Let everybody just understand, digest the defense, understand the play call, and get back in rhythm.
Picks up the Commanders. First down out at midfield. gain of 19 yards.
Yeah, and he goes right back inside where Mariota could see him, makes it a quick cut inside and not waiting. So that's a
47, just over 3 minutes remaining. Second quarter here in Madrid.
Going out of the game right now, the Commanders are going back to 12 personnel. 12 personnel means that Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, as a rookie, he's been doing a really nice job those first 5 weeks, and so far it's kind of slimmed down as the first 5 weeks.
Bullet of a pass fired by Mariota. It's another Washington first down.
This 12 personnel is where they've really had success. Zach Ertz, one of the best tight ends in the game. He knows exactly when to bend the
813 career receptions for Ertz.
One of the best at getting separation as a tight.
From Madrid, Spain, with the Dolphins leading by 3 in the much Spanish women's flag football national team on hand today. Krosky-Merritt to the Dolphins 20 of the games, and they will get the ball first following halftime.
Both teams with 2 timeouts.
Taking a lot of time. Now he takes off and slides, marked down a yard shy of the first down.
Yeah, just watch Krosky-Merritt pick up Juju Brents.
Timeout.
Dolphins use their second timeout with 1:08 on the clock. Now this from Lowe's.
If George ready, he's miles ahead of you.
We flying, Dave.
Call!
Let's go.
No, they didn't.
They called me a lot of things, different things.
I bet they did.
We'll take it.
We got a Sunday to earn.
They've added some time back onto the clock, 1:12 following the Dolphins' second time.
And then they have the jumbo personnel in. That's his
first down.
Yeah, so they run right where that offensive lineman is. That's the beauty of those jumbo personnel. Right where he was. Nice blocking by the tight ends. Nice blocking by that jumbo offensive lineman to pick up the first down.
47 yards on the ground today for Rodriguez. Got the it's Rodriguez. Down to the 15, and now Washington will. Now this from Mercedes-Benz. There's Terry McLaurin, can only watch.
But how many times have we called his game? I know they're itching to have him back and really expand this offense, get him more explosive.
Second through the corner of the end zone. That took 8 seconds off the clock. It'll be third down.
Route. You kind of got that covered. The quarterback starts scrambling. You need a plaster. Get on a guy. Make sure that he doesn't.
Third down and 8.
Snug formation.
Offense, that penalty's declined. Pass interference. Offense number 1. 10-yard.
I was talking about, and they do it a lot. They like to get their receivers open that way, put them in bunch formations. Goes in, kind of just extends that left arm, pushes off. Easy call. Strides for the Commanders. They move the ball, and then just something happens when they get near this red zone where
they do have a timeout. And Samuel takes it all the way down inside the 15 and send out the field goal unit. Look to tie this game with
game plan for both sides, right? They've been intentional running the football. With that, they've had 5. Aside for those penalties by the Commanders' offense, pretty satisfied with the way this first half is.
Your 6-yard line.
And it wasn't looking good to start. Then they got that pass interference that really wasn't a pass interference. From
out. Ties the game at 6. And that has been it. Dolphins, Commanders
on the field, kind of stalled in the red zone. I mean, fitting that you would have all 6 drives end with kicks.
The off is taken by Edmonds. tripped up.
How do you open things up downfield to get your offense going?
Well, I think it starts with the run game and play action pass. Turn drives into actual touchdowns, not field goals. And we need to get quicker stops on defense. We've done a good job keeping it on the end.
Contain them in a box.
Well, I think it starts with complimentary pass rush. You got to stay in this and not get penalties.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Mariota's pass complete on start of the season, second in a row for the injured Jaden Daniels.
Yeah. Jordan Brooks makes that tackle, but doesn't see that first read. You see him going to the check down. They do the play action, and then he'll go to Zach Ertz.
Hey, you're cutting. Let's go.
Dolphins territory. Gain of 12 on the play.
Yeah, it's fair to say that Rodriguez has the hots. That's what I like about the way he's running. The blocking is doing a tremendous job. John Bates gets in there. Josh Connerly, everything is looking good on that right side. They've been featuring that right side in the run game, and they've had a lot of success.
Brought down after a gain of 4 at the Dolphins 37.
Yeah, broke 2. Just bounces off of Bradley Chubb's tackle. I mean, these are defensive linemen that he is bowling over. That is big time.
Second down and 6.
And Debo's in the backfield as well. Debo Samuel's right here in the backfield.
Stopped a yard shy of the marker.
Yeah, we saw this in the first half. He's going to have either a safety or a linebacker on him. When this time it was a safety, Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Rodriguez back in, third down and 1.
Hey, fair.
Taken down by Aston Davis. He was the one man to beat.
And how he gets up to Jordan Brooks, seals that for Chris Rodriguez, goes up, bam, seals it, and he else was touching him. And that's a shoestring of all shoestring tackles. Kenny, he got him right there, just enough.
Taken inside the 15, the 10, all the way to the end zone. Debo Samuel, touchdown. Ruled a touchdown on the field.
Looks like he's, yeah, that's a touchdown. He was landing on, goes up. Everyone runs outside thinking that he's going to go outside. Instead, he gets it. And look at that burst, Kenny. That's the burst. Suddenly he's healthy. And you can see him bursting for a touchdown right there. That's exactly why they traded for him.
His 6th trip to the 1. And Debo Samuel has the first touchdown in an NFL game. Here is Debo Samuel. Kickoff into the end zone with the Commanders leading third.
For his best players, Debo Samuel running over the defense for a touchdown. And, oh, what's that, Kenny? Come on, I know you know. You hit him about 6-7 times there, Kenny. What do you think?
You're not giving up.
I'm not. I'm not.
I've won. Those should be your favorite numbers.
You're right.
And still going inside the 35. And finally brought down is Waddle. Oh, to Waddle.
Let's look at the ball placement by Tua. Hits Jalen Waddle in stride. Keeps going, gets a nice play for the Dolphins, sets him up in beautiful field position and a nice response to him in the Commanders' territory.
From the Washington, Commanders have a tough time bringing him down. But Hill picks up a Dolphins.
I know they're happy to have him back. He missed the Bills game last week. You can see what he does both in the blocking game, rumbles for a few more yards, and I mean, you don't get a better response than what we're seeing right now from the Dolphins offense.
Not much. Brought down at the line by Johnny Newton.
In the run game, we're going to have success. We thought it would be up the gut, but right now, not so much.
Stats powered by AWS. HN has had penalty marker. Pass incomplete. Intended for Dulcich.
Defense number 99. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Defense today, Joe Witt Jr. is the defensive coordinator. They've worked together for many, many years with multiple organizations, the defensive signals and plays.
And what we've seen today defensively, we've seen a defense that doesn't look so good.
Second down and 5, it's Gordon.
Ollie Gordon. Alec Ingold. That's what you call finishing the run, right? He goes, he's not worried about if they're trying to tackle him low or anything like that. He wants Devon Achane, who's a tremendous back, but when he does, he's making it work.
First and goal, high snap.
Yeah, let's take a look at the snap. And Tua, what you like with your quarterback who faced a lot of heat from the media, a lot of heat. When they were mentioned conviction, now they're 13 of 13 and goal-to-goal situations in the red zone.
On the toss.
All right, he'd mentioned that to us multiple times and said that, we need to have that in order to trust ourselves, tune out. Right, if we're the leaders, we got to set the tone, and so far it's been good. They had a nice win against Buffalo, and here they come knocking on the...
From the Washington 2.
Frankie Louvu, their best defender. He's going to be... Jonah Hill's coming back from injury. He wanted none of Frankie Hill. Knocks him on the ground, then goes and gets the ball carrier. Louvu just destroyed him for that tackle for loss.
Fourth down. Tagovailoa looking. He throws and it's broken up. They have been perfect, as you mentioned, in goal-to-goal situations this season. Ronaldo, Gareth Bale, David Beckham, Kylian Mbappe, a couple of field goals, and Deebo Samuel with the game's only touchdown. There is a flag.
After this penalty to the goal, remains first down.
Offensive lineman, and they've had a ton of success bringing him in. They've had success in the running game as ends are in the game as well, and then Chris Rodriguez has really been pounding the rock, and that's what's been holding up these linebackers in the...
Looking to give Washington some breathing room. Gain of 2. Davis made the tackle.
Hoping to get a first down, maybe 2, and then you can flip the field position. All right, so if the Dolphins offense gets the ball back somewhere around the 50, and that's good, right? They didn't get the touchdown, but they got good field position. It's a win for the offense back to their own 20.
Commanders defense stopping the Dolphins on 4th and goal.
Mike McDaniel's already pleading his case. That ball was way over.
Mike McDaniel, the ball was uncatchable. Chris Moore, the intended receiver. Yeah, no way.
Mike McDaniel pleading his case. The best part is they were ignoring him.
20's down! 20's down! Hey, search! That's one! It's down!
Throw. Pass is complete. And taken out to the 13-yard line.
Mariota was really fine with just throwing to the check down. They tackle him right there, and that was a very nice job, individual effort by him.
25.
Now he's going to take a break, and in comes Ja'Cory Krosky.
We're talking about on the toss is Krosky Merritt. And we saw McDaniel worked on Quinn's staff when Quinn was the head coach in Atlanta, and Dan Quinn.
And he kind of brought it to Dan Quinn's attention that Mike McDaniel may have a drinking problem. And
Mike McDaniel very open about it. Penalty markers.
False start.
Matt LaFleur also on that staff. Now here's Dan Quinn when he was with the Dolphins working under Nick Saban. 2000 Shanahan, Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur.
Yep. And
so they each worked for the opposite franchise.
When it was brought to Dan Quinn's attention that he had a drinking problem, instead Dan Quinn, yeah, that was Chop Robinson that gets in there immediately, and now they're discussing if that's intentional grounding.
Well, no intentional grounding on the play, but a terrific play made by Chop Robinson returning to the Dolphins.
He just throws it, slings it past the line of scrimmage. He's outside the tackle box. Nice heads-up play by him.
Timeout on the field for an injured player.
So the medical staff out on the...
Back in Madrid, Spain, with Marcus Mariota staying, but his teammate McNichols actually waved to the sideline to get Josh Johnson warming up. Mariota took his seat. He is on the side now, however.
15. Josh Johnson, who has been with an NFL record 14 different teams. And now the Commanders will bunt it away for the first time. There's one.
Big blow is such an understatement because Mariota was having a tremendous game, 16-22, 160 back, because he's been doing such a phenomenal job with this offense going into the blue 10 right now.
Trust wait. So the Dolphins get the ball back late third quarter, trailing. But Tagovailoa with time. Now he fires downfield. Mikey Sainer still in position for the potential interception.
Yeah, Jaden Wall is way to the other side, and what Tua is doing is, frankly, challenging the secondary to keep up with Jalen Waddle now. His interceptions happen in that same manner, where he wants to take a shot. If they get the interception, it's just a long...
The league this season, 13, connecting with 8. We saw Mariota going to the 10 as we went to break. 10 of the same high school. They met when Tua was still in
middle school.
Elementary. He has thrown the most as we went to break. He and Tua very close as Marcus now makes his return.
Middle school.
Elementary. League this season, 13, connecting with 8. We saw Mariota going to the 10 as we went to break. 10 of the same high school. They met when Tua was still in
middle school.
He texts me a lot after my games. I've looked up to Marcus since I was young. He always tells me how proud, and both Mariota and Tagovailoa told us just how proud they Dolphins in 2018 before Tua was in the league. It's a first down and more for Washington. Finally down at the Commanders.
What do you think that is? He said, well, in the Poly-Hawaiian culture, respect is at the very top. We will do anything a coach tells us to do, and I'll...
Jamie, time winding down here in the third.
Javon Kinlaw. Marcus Mariota, he knows that it was there. Zach Ertz knows it was there. They had Austin Davis. Tie game, 6 minutes left, and Dolphins having to come out of their own end zone.
On first down, it's Gordon. Jeremy Reeves. Gain of 20.
So I'm surprised here. If you just watch the other way and it allowed Ollie Gordon to go for a big gain, he's usually very good at tracking the football. He sees a huge game for the Dolphins.
20-yard pickup. We saw London Fletcher earlier. Bobby Wagner today matched London. Nice tackle made there. Back at the 19-yard line by Preston US. Talked about the rush yards after missed tackle by
Jackson him. He's a little smaller than them, right? But again, he's very, very built. He's very low, built well.
Lost 2 on that previous play. Second down and 12. Passes, taps his chest. My fault.
I don't know who else it would be on, but yes, you are correct. Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner, they start going that way. Had a nice hole, nice wide open hole for Jalen Waddle at Achan. They like doing the screens on 3rd and long.
Tua on 3rd down. We'll check with Sean Smith.
Penalties declined. Result of the play is 4th down.
And it's definitely a hold on Javon Kinlaw. It was, I don't know, weird. Dude was just stuck holding the football.
Ball low, deep. Couldn't control it. And it will be Dolphins football.
Good from the start for Mikey Sanders still. You saw him trying to judge the football, and then you see now he's just almost in.
To a punt returner, suffered a hip injury earlier. Sanders still has not returned a punt in his 2-year NFL career. With just over 4 minutes remaining, as Gordon is wrapped up on first down by
the football. And I remember looking up, and it was a little disorienting, right? The lights are a little different than the usual stadiums in the. He looked like he just panicked at that point, right? And there are the lights where it's usually up on the outside.
Second down and 9. And it's Achane. He picks up a Dolphins first down inside the
timeouts. They're going to have the 2-minute warning, but they're definitely going to have to start thinking about conserving time here. They don't want the
new set of downs for Mike McDaniel's Dolphins. They defeated the Buffalo Bills team with 2 field goals and a touchdown today. Clock continues to run.
Expecting Washington is going to have to hopefully hope that they're going to have a stop, take a field goal themselves.
So 2.5 remaining. Being the turnover committed a moment ago on the attempted punt return by Sanders Steele, putting the Dolphins
environment. I mean, you know, it's tough for them right now. He has the opportunity to figure out how he's going to stop this Dolphins deep time on the clock to go down and try to match that field goal.
At the 6-yard line by Jonathan Jones.
Defense, all the big runs have been to the offensive right, and they have worked that since the first quarter. They have these big chunks getting ripped off to that right side.
Still
get the red zone combined. 6 drives, some of that self-inflicted errors, and then good defense.
Third and final timeout taken by the Commanders. Down to 2:24.
And the Washington defense today, they were much more aggressive than what we saw last week. Wagner always stepping up, making the pass deflection. So you've seen some good or flashes of some good. 465 total yards allowed today. So overall, good defense. Now the run game, still a question mark. You see some Bobby Wagner. I've mentioned him all day today. He's getting those guys riled up, fired up. Frankie Luvu as well.
Second and goal. The toss. Achane.
Wow.
Achane. Washington out of timeouts. Third and goal coming up for the Dolphins in a tie game. Third and goal for the Dolphins. Kinlaw makes the play. No timeouts for Washington.
Tight end sheds that block. Bobby Wagner, of course, gets in on it, helps him out, making sure that Devon Achane go up. Unfortunately, Achane is still down for the Dolphins, but
Dolphins medical staff on goal. Clock now at 1:44.
Well, I see no sign.
Mike McDaniel has some time to think about it here.
Yep. He's walking right now. A little limp, but at least he doesn't have train. As a matter of fact, all the trainers are gone. They're just going back, and looks like he probably just got the wind knocked out of him.
Opportune time for the Commanders because it stopped the clock.
It stopped the clock, but take a look at what's going on. Tua's in there. Ollie Gordon's in there. It looked like I saw the Daniel Brunskill going in there, jumbo offensive lineman.
Especially when you're giving the ball back with this much time. In the backfield. Fourth and goal from the 1. Wow. The Dolphins stopped on 4th and goal from close range. Eddie Goldman.
Chance. Look at how quickly the Commanders defense gets in the backfield. Gertz, you think he's not happy. He goes out there to celebrate with his defenders. his teammates, man, that was a heck of all last week versus the Lions, where they were just getting run on. They were getting penalties. It was just all allow that to continue to happen.
Who's the happiest commander right now? Mikey saying we're still.
Oh, you know it. You know it. Saved.
Now Washington with no timeouts. Start from their 3-yard line. First down and more. Out across the 30-yard line, it's Deebo Samuel.
Zone, sits in it. Marcus Mariota sees it. That is just too easy a pitch and catch for him and Deebo. And now if you're the Dolphins, as Mike McDaniel just does,
following the count,
save some time, and it goes both ways. Now it's 2nd and long, so you have a tie the game, so it's quickly out. The momentum changes, situation changes.
Wow, 13 for 13 and goal to go. And the Commanders were stopped once in a similar situation. For Washington. Mariota's pass complete out to the 35-yard line. Down to 1:05 from Bernabeu Stadium in Madrid. Frank Sinatra, U2, the Rolling Stones, Taylor Swift in May of 2024, and today.
Look at this bunch formation with Deebo Samuel and Zach Ertz. They like running these rub routes and having Deebo Samuel run.
First down and more for the Commanders. Knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Designed by Cliff Kingsbury. Jacoby Jones is doing what Deebo Samuel had usually been doing. So never expected that he would be the first option. He certainly was. He makes the most of it. And now they're in field goal range. So the Commanders can run this clock down, set up for a field goal.
That was the first career catch for Jones.
I mean, what confidence does Cliff Kingsbury have in Jones and Mariota? Both of them understand when just about a minute ago. Nice stop on 4th down by the Commanders defense, and here you are seeing the Commanders.
Pass broken up by Marshall.
That could have been really ugly. So you're seeing that if he doesn't time that perfectly and get the ball out, that could have been a sack strip fumble. Instead,
from here, it would be a 57-yard attempt.
Right now they have Zach Ertz at the bottom. He's one-on-one.
Mariota. And he remains down.
Chris Moore, I didn't realize that Minkah Fitzpatrick is the one covering Moore. Now, Minkah is a very good cover safety on receiver. You go to that guy, right? And it's the safety on the receiver. Hopefully Moore is okay.
It is no good. Wide to the right. Has missed here today.
Hold was good. And you see the frustration on his face. And Dan Quinn, the rest of the going to punch it in. Not so much. Then Commanders, not so much.
Now with 10 seconds and no timeouts, Dolphins need it.
Sidelines. If they throw something inbounds, they won't have enough time to get that field goal unit out on the field.
Unable to make the catch.
Yeah, let's say he caught that at about, what, the 40? Usually Tua is better at placing the ball, you know, ahead of him. We'd seen him throw some beautiful balls to Waddle before that for the Commanders. Commanders are back.
Tua's pass caught. Time runs out here in the 4th quarter. And we will head to extra time here in Madrid.
It's Detroit. Detroit, for some reason, they like to just blow out their opponent when we're calling those games.
Ball replays initiated for us here. Our producer, Fran Morrison, here, meaning Wembley. Fran Morrison on hand.
That in about 12 minutes left in the 4th quarter, and we already kind of knew where it was heading, so here we are.
An opportunity to possess the ball unless there's a defensive score during that first possession. If a team that initially possesses the ball over time period, the game will end in a tie. We'll play 4th quarter timing rules. Each team will have 2 timeouts, and all review. This is heads, this is tails. What's your call?
That is heads.
This is heads. Yep. Tails is the call.
So we'll kick it first.
You want to go on defense?
Yeah.
Right. Which end of the field? Washington receives the ball on this end of the field.
So it was Laramie Tunsil, the former Dolphin, who made the call. Miami won the toss, 73 to overtime. Colts and Falcons went to overtime last week in Berlin. Kickoff sails through the end zone and a touchdown. Also had that big 43-yard run. Managing partner Josh Harris, White Stadium in our nation's capital on the site of the old RFK Stadium.
Right, and he was a huge fan of the franchise. Team really galvanized that whole area, the whole DMV area, to be a Commanders fan.
Intercepted by Jack Jones on the first.
That's the first bad decision Mariota has made all game.
First play from scrimmage in overtime.
He was late on the throw, and he threw it behind, and it's a corner covering your tight end. Mariota, that time, poor decision, and it leads to a great opportunity for the Dolphins offense.
Only the third.
Mariota and Jack Jones makes a tremendous interception, and you don't usually see that from Mariota.
Talking about anything but that right now. They look defeated. Dolphins taking no chance now. They're bringing out the field goal unit, but the turnover happened for their team. Nothing they can do to stop this run game. Sets up for a field goal try for the Dolphins.
It is straight through. The Miami Dolphins. Great win for the Dolphins. 6th consecutive defeat for the Commanders. For Jonathan Vilma and Mercedes-Benz.